Subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic SeanzViewEnt, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash SeanzViewEnt.
And after one of the most uneventful, one of the most boring, one of the most dull Monday Night Raws, we look for your review of Monday Night Raw last night, the red brand. And if you want Raw reviews like I did last night, I gave my own Raw review, even though without you, there is no Sean view. Your view is the only view that matters right here on this very website, this very app, whether it's on a cell phone, an iPhone, an iPad, a laptop, a desktop, a tablet, a PC, TV, whatever it means. I want your review in the comment section of Monday Night Raw last night. Was it a sore? Well, it was an eyesore. Was it a bore? It was a bore. I'll tell you, viewers, Raw should come with a warning. When you're watching Monday Night Raw nowadays, it should come with a warning. It should at least come with a little label, maybe a little caution. Caution when watching Raw. It may dull you. It may bore you. Viewer discretion is advised. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, viewer discretion is advised. If I've ever said it, I'll tell you that is probably the exact words, the exact formula you would use. Because if you tried to sit down and watch that show yesterday, it was an abomination. It was a sad attempt. It was a poor attempt at a Monday Night Raw. And, the creative team, the powers that be, need to wake up. And I know they're going to say, oh, well, Sean, it's not SummerSlam just yet. The summer isn't in its full swing. Summer just happened. So now the WWE's just going through the motions. Did the WWE do that during the Attitude Era? Did the WWE just go through the motions in the Ruthless Aggression Era? No, they didn't just go through the motions. The WWE would always excel it. They would always amplify it. The WWE would always give you a reason to tune in. Well, now there, quite frankly, is not a whole hell of a lot of reasons to tune in to Monday Night Raw. And ladies and gentlemen, again, the expectations, and you would think, all right, maybe they'll give some sort of an effort. Maybe, the blame isn't on the wrestlers. The blame isn't on the athletes. So I'm going to get that out there right now. It's nothing to do with them. It's to do with the creative. It's due to the booking. It's due to, the people putting together the show, the backstage, the write-ups, the print-ups, the paper, the pen. All you got to do is you got to take your little pen and you got to create. You got to think. You got to be creative. You got to think outside the box. You have to put effort. You have to put your brain to work, creative team. And what is there, 20, 30 members on the creative team? You got to be kidding me. And not somebody can't come up with something good, something, again, it's before a PLE. So, again, I was thinking, somebody's going to put some thought, some emphasis into this. Somebody is going to put something into the show. But then you're asking and you're scratching your head, how can this show be this bad? Listen, say what you want, ladies and gentlemen. Say what you want about Vince Russo. But when Vince Russo was in the WWE during the Attitude Era, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. And if anything, there's no way that Vince Russo could add anything worse to the product right now. Vince Russo could spice it up. He could amp it up. Vince Russo could definitely do something, I think, that, well, could be. Listen, at this point, anything's going to be better than the Monday Night Raw that we got yesterday afternoon. Some of you watched it in the afternoon when it was on live on Netflix. Some of you watched it right at 8 o'clock at night. Some of you already got the results and you said, well, I'm not going to watch this abomination of the show, so you didn't watch it. So again, guys, I want your review in the comment section of Monday Night Raw last night. I know some of you gave the review last night. I gave it during the very sad breaking news update, and I labeled the video very sad because it was a very sad Monday Night Raw for all intents purposes. Not sad in the fact that somebody died. Luckily, thank God, nobody died because, quite frankly, we have enough deaths in World Wrestling Entertainment, from the late, great Hulk Hogan, the late, great Macho Man Randy Savage, the late, great Iron Sheik, the late, great, too many late greats to talk about, Jim Neidhart. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Luckily, still with us is the Jake the Snakes of the world, the Ric Flairs of the world, the Bret Harts of the world, the Sergeant Slaughters of the world, the Jesse the Body Venturas of the world. Luckily, we still have those names. I mean, just to think, guys, when you look at the entire Hart Foundation, Brian Pillman, the British Bulldog, Bret Hart, They're all wiped out, except for Bret. Bret Hart, luckily, still, like I said, Bret Hart's still with us. But when you look at the entire Hart Foundation, remember Canadian Stampede 1997? It was the Canadians versus the Americans. Well, the whole team's wiped right out. Dead, gone, passed away. Sadly, unfortunately, Bret Hart, the only one still with us today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a heartbreaker. We do have some breaking news. We do have some startling news following Monday Night Raw last night, viewers. Following the red brand of Raw on Netflix, we are receiving word. First of all, let's get to the first heartbreaker. Paul Heyman revealed that he worked multiple WWE Raw shows with a catheter and a PICC line. A brutal real-life medical mess while still showing up for WWE. Ladies and gentlemen, that goes to show you the kind of passion, the kind of dedication that Paul Heyman has to his craft, even with a PICC line, even going through one of the most disastrous health woes of his entire life. Paul Heyman still showed up to Monday Night Raw. They don't make them like Paul Heyman anymore, ladies and gentlemen. They just don't make them like Paul Heyman. Boy, I'll tell you what, that will be a massive, tremendous loss to the wrestling world when that day happens. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we get some breaking news. Former WWE star. He's most notably known for his days in TNA. Joe Doering entering hospice care amid brain cancer battle. The former TNA World Tag Team Champion and two-time all-time All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown Champion. Again, two-time All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown Champion is headed to hospice care amid his long battle with brain cancer. The news was shared on Monday. Following Monday Night Raw, just days before WWE Night of Champions on ESPN, Joe Doering's sister-in-law, Mandy, has been running a GoFundMe for him. Sad to share the news that Joe is headed to hospice. If anyone local would like to visit, please send a message. Joe could use all your good thoughts and prayers. Just 44 years old, fighting brain cancer for nearly a decade. His first diagnosis was in 2016, then announced in 2022 that the disease had returned, undergoing surgery on his brainstem that left him with ataxia on his right side and reliant on a wheelchair. He stepped away from wrestling at that point, and in December of 2025, his family revealed that he had been diagnosed with a third brain tumor, and the campaign titled Help Joe Pin Cancer 3 Times the Charm was launched to help with medical bills and to support his wife taking time off for his care. In the fundraiser, it was described as Doering remaining determined, focused, and most of all, in good spirits throughout the fight, choosing not to feel sorry for himself. Speaking about Canada, a Windsor, Ontario native who trained under Scott D'Amore at the Can-Am Wrestling School, Doering built his name in All Japan Wrestling, where he won the Triple Crown in 2014 and again in 2017, and held the World Tag Team titles 4 times. He later joined TNA in 2020 as part of Violent by Design alongside Eric Young, winning the World Tag Team Championships twice. And again, guys, our thoughts and our prayers go out. I mean, I know he's going to hospice. Usually that's the final step. Usually that's the lying spot. Usually there's no turning back, but some people have. It's a rare occurrence, but some people have come out of hospice. It can happen. Again, preparing for more hospice care amid his cancer battle. Again, a very sad, tragic turn of fate. It's awful because this guy was a tremendous talent, a good in-ring character, a hell of a superstar, a hell of a wrestler, a hell of a talent. And again, guys, Again, my thoughts and prayers go out. And he also was in the WWE's developmental. So he was indeed a former WWE star with the FCW. He's got history with the WWE in some way, shape, and form. But I know he's most known for TNA. Violent by Design. What a group that was, man. What a group that. Again, they don't even make groups. TNA, NXT, AEW. They know how to utilize groups and tag teams. Again, like I said, even the Street Profits winning the tag team titles couldn't save that show last night. Because even if you saw it coming or you didn't see it coming, not even that could save a disastrous show like we got last night on Raw. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are not done because we are receiving word right now, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters. Tony Khan is loading up AEW Dynamite to fight World Cup competition. Elena Black teases chaos at TNA Slammiversary. Paul Heyman says Vince McMahon wanted Roman Reigns to stay as the big dog. Paul Heyman says Roman Reigns almost stayed stuck in the big dog mode, and that would have been a very different story. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. Also, Elena Black threatens to crash the TNA Knockouts title scene at Slammiversary from Boston, and she made that very, very clear. AEW star possibly injured during ROH TV tapings. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers. With that heartbreaking turn to Joe Doering, now we turn to this. Paul Heyman says AEW made wrestlers better and forced WWE to work harder. Yeah, well, they're not working smarter. They're not working creatively. They might be working harder. The wrestlers might be working harder, but, man, I'll tell you. Also, breaking news on TNA, guys. TNA has been a huge turning point and talking point. Sorry for me there, but TNA adds, guys, this is what I'm talking about, Sean here. You're going to get real, you're going to get raw, you're going to get authentic. You're not going to get no AI, you're not going to get no edits, you're not going to get no computers, you're not going to get no rewinds. You're going to get the real, the emotion. You're going to get the botches, the bloopers, the screw-ups, the mess-ups. You see, that's why SeanzViewEnt brings it to you. Some of you like it and some of you don't, but I ain't going to change. I've been doing this for over a decade. I've been doing this for over 10 years, and I'm not going to change now. TNA adds another key voice to creative after the exit from Tommy Dreamer. Ladies and gentlemen, with the departure of Tommy Dreamer, Eric Tompkins, who is Vice President of TV Productions, will be working hand-in-hand with Hunter Delirious Johnson on the creative. One person described it to me as they would be co-heads of creative, but I don't have that 100% confirmed, according to PW Insider, according to those in the know. Because I said so, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed, because I said so. Plenty more to come from the brash and the brazen, where we'll raise the bar by far to all new levels and heights, to the excitement, appreciation of each and every one of you, because this is your ultimate destination. Subscribe.